Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Car Addiction. Today we are talking about a JDM cargo vehicle. And if this is your first time in my channel, I'm a huge Nissan enthusiast. I have 300 twin turbine R32 Skyline, and Nissan hardbody, and number 2 and a bunch of other stuff. If you're 21 and younger, stop, watch a cat video, talk to a female, do anything else, don't be a car enthusiast because it is absolutely detrimental to your financial health. Now, some of you would know I am from Bangladesh. And right now I'm visiting my country because of a family emergency, blah blah blah. But today I decided I'm gonna make a couple of videos because I'm a 90s kid. I love 90s JDM, and in Bangladesh it's full of those. So there are a lot of vehicles that I see, and I will try to shoot videos of stuff that I grew up with admiring. And yeah, I'll probably shoot a couple of videos, make a couple of episodes out about it, and that's what we're gonna do. Today, we're going to talk about Toyota Hiace. If you don't know about Hiace, Hiace is basically Toyota's cargo van division. It's a commercial unit. So Toyota makes them in a way that you can take these vehicles and make practically anything out of it. So today, I'm inside a makeshift ambulance. Yep, this is an ambulance. Don't ask me why or what I'm doing inside one. We'll talk about it in the comment section. So this vehicle is powered by a 2TR FE. So these vehicles came with a variety of engine selections based on the geographical location and whatnot. Here is a diesel version of it. It's a 6-cylinder diesel. But this specific one is powered by a 2TR FE, which is a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder engine. It has about 158 horsepower and 183 pounds of torque. And that's not plenty. It's not. For a large vehicle like that, it weighs about 5,500 pounds, and once you have all the utilities and the load inside, it is really not that much. But Toyota makes this vehicle for this part of the world where the roads are not big enough, so you never really get to do highway speed as North America, because over here everything is kilometer. 70 or 80 kilometers is practically all you can do on a highway. For that, these engines are perfect. Another benefit of this engine is a Toyota's commercial division engine, and these are good for 1 million kilometers. And you would see operators of these vehicles regularly hit 1 million kilometers with very minimal wear and tear and a very minimal maintenance work. And another benefit of this vehicle is they do come in automatic and 5-speed manual, which this one is. I'm so excited to show you how the gear ratio works. The gear ratio of this one is super low. As you can see, this is really a no-frills vehicle. So they have a stretcher, and that's all you got. And there's an oxygen cylinder, and there is an oxygen cylinder. We'll find out if it actually works. But even though this is a utility vehicle, it does have this dual zone AC. In this part of the world, it is super important because it gets hot. Since I've been here for the last 3 days, and every day it has been close to 40 degrees with humidity. And these vehicles need to be equipped with a dual AC system, or else it's just hot. There's nothing really to show you other than it's a no-frills vehicle. There is nothing to go wrong. It's just simple and industrial looking. And that's exactly how they wanted it to look. You see these panels? Hard plastic. These panels are bolted by these metal frames, so if they do get damaged, it's super easy to replace. When it comes to the engine of it, we're gonna go to the cockpit and we'll show you how it is. It's just super simple. So this is the cockpit of this vehicle. Everything is hard plastic. Everything. Wind down windows. You know why? Because they don't break. In terms of amenities, there's just a little bit of cubby. It is a 3-seater, so 1, 2, and 3. This is a very tight seat. So on the center console, again, there's no frills. There's the AC, which is straight out of I believe a 2007 or 2008 Toyota Corolla. Because I had a 2010, which had the same button. So these 3 are from the Corolla. This is for the rear AC, and this is the controls for the ambulance part of it. As I said, it's a 5-speed tranny. This is the same handbrake cable and the Hilux and 2005 Toyota Tacoma that I have. And in terms of the instrument cluster, there's really nothing. Heat, speedo, fuel. That's all you get. What you do have is a dual airbag for the driver, airbag for the passenger. You do have ABS, but there's no traction control. The reason there's no traction control is because it doesn't have the power to spin the wheel. So yeah, it is also hard to do traction control on an economy stick shift. All right, so let's go for a quick drive. Another thing you should know is it's very quiet inside. Very quiet. We're literally sitting on top of the engine. The engine is right here. I should show you how to access the engine. All right, so this is how you get to the engine. It's not as easy as pulling a cord and just opening your hood. So there's a latch over here and a latch over there. That's what we're... Oh, even the battery is here. So there is a belt over here that hooks up so that the seat doesn't fall down. Okay, North American mechanics. Did you cringe yet? It's tight. I don't know how people work on it, but there's the battery, the intake, the exhaust is on that side. Remember I was telling you, you sit on top of the wheel? That's where the power steering mechanism is, but the steering is in front of it. So yeah. So the steering shaft goes from there to all the way down and reroutes it back. So many U's. You see the shaft moving? So many U joints that connects back to the rack and pinion. Yeah, and a lot of heat coming off it. I don't know how this engine survived over the years in this kind of heat. But it does have a front hood. We're going to show the front hood now. And it is the 2-tier feet. So when you open the hood, you have access to the brake fluid. That's a clear brake fluid. The first time in my life I saw clear brake fluid. And then the ambulance thingies, and then your washer and radiator. The radiator is hidden somewhere down there. I don't know if you guys can see. So hard to access. Must be a pain to work on this vehicle. That's the high pressure side of the AC. AC water condensation coming out on the low pressure side of the AC. Very tight on the heater core. All right, so clutch in. Ooh, this is an interesting shifter. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then reverse down. Anyway, clutch in. Very smooth clutch, very smooth grab, but the first gear is very low. It's just a rolling gear. I really like the gear selector position because the movement of it is like third and second. It's almost like a short throw. It's not a short throw, but it's almost like a short throw. The throw of the gear is definitely smaller than my taco, the one that I drive for daily. And even the second gear it kind of feels like first gear in my taco. So these vehicles are geared very low. And on top of that, this vehicle has a speed limiter. The factory speed limiter of this vehicle is 145 kilometer, which basically is, I believe it's like 85 miles. That's where it stops, tops out. And that's what they're designed to do. I love this clutch. First gear. Take it left. You have to take a pretty long turn and sweeping left. Even though we're literally sitting on top of the engine, we can't hear the engine. That's something nice and beautiful about it. There's a lot of insulation that goes inside. Fun fact, I'm not only sitting on top of the engine, I am sitting on top of the front right wheel. The steering is in front of the front wheel. It's funny how it works, but it does. Nice and smooth. These vehicles are made to drive in congested, slow speed. That's what they do. They do it pretty well. Working on this vehicle takes a different kind of skill set because the access panels are pretty small and it is hard to work on. It is hard to work on. So a lot of the North American mechanics are gonna panic because your big fatty hands are a little too big for these engines. Man, traffic. I did not miss this traffic at all. At all. It's unfreaking believable. And of course, the driving experience is just chaotic. I'm driving in Bangladesh after... Last time I was here, it's about 7 years ago, so... I'm a good driver, but, you know, this kind of driving takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of muscle memory to come back. And whatever you understand of traffic rules and regulations in North America, throw it out the window. It doesn't work that way. Things I have been driving lately, inside me it's cringing, but this is all you can do. That's how you can drive, or else you won't make it anywhere. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Unfortunately, it was very hard to shoot the video because I wanted to find somewhere it's a little less noisy so that I can actually shoot it, not random people looking at me being weird. I guess I don't have enough confidence to be weird in front of people. But yeah, we drove around. I guess I could show you what I wanted to show you. Anyway, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. There are a couple of things, interesting stuff coming up. I have a couple of friends' cars lined up that I will show, and yeah, I do have quite a bit of Bangladeshi viewers, and this is for all the Bangladeshi viewers. Let's see. Thank you.